I'm Milo, and I'm starting a series of streams today by playing rare games from Rare Limited. Yes, games that you won't find on Rare Replay. A lot of them you can't even find at all anymore, at least officially, or never were able to. This that I'm playing today is Dinosaur Planet, the Nintendo 64 game that eventually became Star Fox Adventures on the Gamecube. This is a build that existed in development. It's a prototype. It was bought by a private collector at some point and then released to the internet by Forest of Illusion recently. And it's dated December 2000 compared to the September 2002 release of Star Fox Adventures. This build represents a phase of the game where its original vision as a new IP was I'm gonna have to work at, yeah, there's something we're gonna have to figure out in a minute, but the game had started to be partially converted to a Star Fox title by the time of this build. The way I'm playing it is thanks to a fan patch that I found on one of the Discord communities that are working to discover the secrets of the game, break it down, rebuild it, fix parts of it, find what they can. Because this is an incomplete prototype build, as I said, and there are a lot of crashes in the default ROM leaked build that was first available. But this this whole title sequence, in fact, didn't exist in the initial build, but has been restored thanks to the efforts of the users. The patch that I'm specifically using right now is called Dino Mod version 2.4 by Nugs. And it makes a whole bunch of fixes, restorations, and things, as well as including a whole debug mode, and we're going to be able to use that to warp to all sorts of different areas in the game. So that should be fun. And we'll see what we can discover and see if we can identify things that were changed in the transition, if you're at all familiar with Star Fox Adventures. Just getting myself set up here. That looks good. And yes, we have Gibbon in the chat. Hello. Good to see you. Hope you're ready for some dino action. Let me show you a couple of things you can do with this debug mode that's been implemented in this patch. You can enable no-clip to go through walls or bypass problematic areas of the game where it might crash. You can warp to any location. You can start as Saber or Krystal. This is, of course, a build of the game that had a full deuteragonist system where Saber and Krystal had equal status in the game as playable characters. Reload the arrow if you like. There's cheats that you can use. You can have music and sound or not. There's some settings. And yeah, I already changed this before, which kind of threw me off, but by default, there's a Fox model. It's not quite the same as what you get in the final Star Fox Adventures game. You can see it a bit there. But there is an option to re-enable the previously existing Saber model for the character instead. What else was in there? Oh, yeah, an old pickup jingle that's in early files of the game. Sure, why not? Let's activate that. That's a recent addition in this patch update. Anti-aliasing, that's fine. Okay. And we're going to start with Fox, and then I'll switch to Saber to show you the difference. What else can we do? Debugging. What is that? Oh, wow. Yeah, a lot of deep stuff you can change here if you're interested. I won't touch too much of that. So why don't we just start the game vanilla style, and then we'll play around with the debug options a bit after that. So, there's a mod file. Oops. Oh, by the way you access the debug files using Dino Mod Patch is with the D-pad, which I think is otherwise not used. Yeah, you totally should, Gibbon. It's being worked on all the time and being updated. I'm just using the most recent version of it now. You can get it at the Dino Planet wiki. if you don't want to go digging through the Discord communities. Okay, I wonder what... I'm curious. Oh, it's got 0 time. So we'll start a new one. I'll name myself... Oh, only 5 letters? That's fine. I'll be me. Let's go. Pretty cool stuff. A recent patch of Dino Mod enabled the ability for the patch to support 16 megabytes of RAM, whereas the 64 normally has 4 megabytes or 8 megabytes with the expansion pack. This game requires the expansion pack, but apparently in Project 64 you can upgrade the RAM value to 16 megabyte. I got it working sort of, but a lot of the textures didn't load for some reason in Project 64 for me. So instead I'm playing on Moop N64 Plus. I feel like some of the text is drawing further right than it should do. It should be center justified. Well, not justified, but center aligned. So this sequence will be familiar if you've played Star Fox Adventures. The game opens in a very similar way. It's just that, yeah, we're on the 64 here. The models and the textures are a bit lower fidelity, but the music's very similar. The sequence of events is quite similar, but you might have noticed that Krystal herself looks quite different from what she appears as in the final game or later games. Yeah, initially they positioned the characters as younger, I suppose. These sort of young adventurers types. And if you're paying very close attention, you might recognize some of the voices here. As with a lot of Rare games, the voice work for the characters is just done by in-house staff. And while playing through this, before I did a little bit of playing around with it a month or two ago, and just skipping around and checking it out. And yeah, one thing that struck me was that I recognized some of the voices, possibly from Conker's Bad Fur Day or other works, or something like Perfect Dark. I think the voice of this Cloud Runner that I was riding on sounds a little bit similar to Daniel Carrington, perhaps. Anyway, so Krystal's quest here is to board General Scales' flying galleon and rescue Princess Kite, who is a Cloud Runner, much like the one I was just riding on. These are the kinds of flying dinosaurs. And yes, pedants, I know they're not technically dinosaurs, but they're dinosaurs. This is a sharp claw. So every tribe of dinosaurs in the game has their own, name. So these kinds of theropod carnivores are sharp claws. The small ones, anyway. There are smaller ones, actually. What are they called? I forget. We'll get to them. Yeah, it mentions the sword here. That's just generic text because Saber uses a sword. Krystal uses her staff, which we see her use in Star Fox Adventures and also Fox using. But one cool thing about the staff in the 64 build is the design of it. You can see it folded up on her back there as a gold cylinder, but once you pull it out, wood extends from the gold parts to bring it to its full length, whereas the Star Fox Adventures version of the staff just sort of, yeah, it doesn't have that design touch that relates to the extendability of it. So I just like the design of it here a lot. Oops, yeah, I didn't show off dodging, but the first time... Oh, okay. So that's the early jingle. Interesting. I haven't heard that before. That was apparently heard in a video of an early build of the game that was put online at some point. Why don't we change that back so we can, compare them. That's what I'm more familiar with, and that's pretty similar to the one from the final game too. So yeah, there's magic gems for our magic, which we don't really have access to yet, and food items that will restore our health. And we can find more in the boxes, but there's Kite calling out for help. Why don't we help her? Oh no, it's Scales! Yeah, that text is not displaying right. Sorry about that. Oh, hang on. Is this in widescreen? I think I can change that. I think I can fix that. Because it's the border is actually cut off on the right. There's an option in here somewhere. I saw it before. Options, aspect ratio. Maybe that? That didn't change anything. Nope. Render. Oh, this is actually using Glide for the graphics. Okay, didn't realize that. So they should look a bit smoother than they would originally, I think. Well, that's annoying. Maybe there's a setting somewhere. Adjusted means essentially widescreen hacks. This feels like it's a widescreen hack, actually. I wonder if it's in here somewhere. Debug, maybe?
Let's just say we had a nice little chat.
I don't know. I'll try and figure that out later. But the thing about the voices, Scales. Scales kind of reminds me of the gargoyle from Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Nice try, but you'll have to kill me before you can save the princess.
Uh-oh. Okay, there's a different build of the game, or there's cutscene data that exists in this build that's dummied out, where Scales actually falls off the galleon at that point. There's dialogue later that implies Krystal believes that he's no longer with us. And, yeah, they think it's got something to do with that.
Okay, I think. Now how do we steer the ship?
Indeed. How do we steer the ship? I promise we'll get to gameplay pretty soon. There's a fairly lengthy cutscene here. Oh wow, okay. Opening credits. This must be new in the patch, or restored in the patch. And you can see it's all displaying improperly. That's just wrong. Oh boy. Was it in settings? Disable patches. Oh, I wonder what that will do. Let's do it. It didn't change anything. Not currently. We'll just change that back. Hang on a second. Yeah, okay. That's frustrating. I'll make a save state soon and then see if there's an option on the title screen. That explains why this sequence is so long, because they intended credits to go over it. This feels like the MST3K episode of Manos Hands of Fate, where there's just a lot of footage where nothing is happening, and it's because they had a print of the film that didn't have the opening credits over that sequence. But like, that was my first experience with Dinosaur Planet, was the equivalent to that, but now I'm getting the way it's properly meant to be seen, more or less. Gibbon says, don't worry about it. Might just be an emulation thing. Yeah, I've had so many emulation problems. I've spent the last hour trying to sort out this 16 megabyte Project 64 thing. It's a real pain in the butt. Lee Schuneman, game director. Big thanks to him. I wasn't really watching all the names, but Kev Bayless would have been in there too. After the release of this prototype ROM, Kev Bayless wrote an interesting little piece on Video Games Chronicle, just with a bit of background info about his experience with the development and the state of the game as it was at this time. How they changed it to a Star Fox game, some of his early designs for Krystal and some of the Dinosaur characters. As Cameron Regal, our friend, pointed out, there's elements in her early design that are common with some of Kev's other designs, like things for Battletoads and Donkey Kong Country and things, where he favors mohawks and spiked bracelets and things. It's pretty fun stuff. But another fun tidbit from that article was, is the game audio balance all right, by the way? Just let me know if it's not too quiet. Yeah, another fun tidbit from that article was the fact that, you know, it's sort of known and joked about in fandom circles that this is a follow-up to Diddy Kong Racing. It's by the Diddy Kong Racing team, and it features Tricky the Triceratops, who we see in Dino Domain in Diddy Kong Racing as a younger character here. Originally, there was going to be an even closer connection where Timber, the tiger character, was going to be the main character for this game, which would have been pretty interesting. And then they decided to change it to Saber, and of course adding Krystal as well. Gibbon says it's a bit quiet, but hearing me clearly is better than the game audio. Well, I value the voice work in the game, so I'll turn it up a little bit, just a little bit. It's not going to drown me out, but it is fun hearing the voice dialogue. All right, so this weird creature over here. You know, I keep trying to use the second thumbstick on my controller to adjust the camera, but this is a 64 game. It didn't have support for that. I don't have the projectile yet, so I can't really fight this thing, but it's not doing me any harm right now. Anyway, this is Warlock Mountain. You would know it in Star Fox Adventures as the Krazoa Temple, and yeah, this is where the game starts and ends for Krystal in the Gamecube game, but there's a bit more to her story in this build. Clearly she's got about half the game to herself, and I do like Krystal a lot, and I like her early design as well. So as I play through today, I'm going to favor her for the things that we get up to during this stream. So yeah, Z Lock-On, innovated by, you know, purportedly Ocarina of Time. I'm sure other games did it earlier, Mega Man Legends maybe, but yeah, you lock onto things and then talk to them. This Earthwalker, as they're called, is injured.
He can't help me. Our king sent us here to protect him, but Scales appeared.
With a voice slightly reminiscent of the Scouse Dung Beetles in Bad Fur Day. You'll find a lot of fun British regional accents in this build of the game. And yes, unfortunately the Earthwalker did pass away as a result of Scales' interference. So these lasers do not hurt me, but they will push me back a little. Or maybe it's Randorn that I was thinking of as having a voice similar to Daniel Carrington. We're going to meet Randorn in a second. He's a character who was in this build of the game, referred to a couple of times in the plot so far as the Wizard, but not... oh yeah, so here's the dodging that I was neglecting before. As you cycle around someone, you can do all sorts of little acrobatic moves to dodge. It's very fun. It's a cool animation. Although I think Fox has pretty similar stuff in the final game anyway. Fights aren't as long in this game as they are in the GameCube game, thankfully. Now, I just remembered I was going to do a little thing where I check the title screen. How do I do that? Maybe reset. Yeah, I'll see if there's an option for widescreen stuff. So I can go back to that save state when I need to. Gibbon likes that the heart-shaped life meter isn't present. He prefers the early life meter here. think I agree. It was a bit on the nose, wasn't it? Options. Whoops. Not that options. Options. Wow, lots of options. Cool. Okay. Well, it was set to full. What if I set it to wide? Then I won't be able to load the state. That's alright, we were nearly... okay. Oh. Wow, it even had these kinds of options. So there's that. How do I... So even changing it didn't really do anything. Maybe I have to combine it with changing this option. Oh, what was it? Here. Sorry. So... Oh, well, if it's original, then it should... I'll just try wide adjusted. Ratio... Ah, sorry. 16:9 wide. Oh, and cinema. Cheats. Huh. Okay. Let's see what that did. The title screen looks the same. I don't think it changed anything. Yeah. Oh well. Back to the save state. So I don't think I could fix it, but it's fine enough, I guess. Oh, Gibbon was talking about the life meter that you can see on the enemy characters. She says it exposed how most of your attack sequence didn't matter, and it made combat feel really not impactful. I am still playing in a square window, as you say. Oh. Well, there we go. I can just resize the window. Jeez, I'm not really used to retro arch. Let's see if that looks better. Okay. Those options are meant to adjust the stretching and squashing to make the game look right on your widescreen TV. Oh, I feel ignorant now. Oh well. So yes, you put the block on the switch and then the door opens. Make sure not to, at least in the very first prototype build, you have to be standing on the switch before dropping the block or the game will crash. There's lots of crashes in the prototype. I think the patches, the mod patch that I'm running has fixed some of the crashing and stuff, but it will still happen. So keep your hand on the save state button if you value your progress. So here's Randorn, the wizard, adoptive father of Krystal and father of Saber, maybe adoptive as well. Mentor to them both.
Randorn?
Randorn.
What happened to you?
It was scales, but I'll be fine. And what about you?
No need to worry about me.
Sorry,
You taught
a
me
little bit of
well.
resizing.
Did you rescue the princess?
Yes, but she's stuck in a cage on the galleon.
My dear, Dinosaur Planet is in extreme danger. You must take this. This is my spell book. General Scales tore out most of the pages
Oh no.
and cast them into the storm.
Alright, so this is introducing us to the
They
spell
must be
system.
scattered all over the planet by now. If you find a page and have collected enough magic energy, you can use the
don't have to worry about scales anymore.
There you go.
It's not scales I'm worried about. Let me
She
tell
thinks
you
Scales
about the
died
history.
because of that early cutscene that I
Dinosaur
mentioned.
Planet. When time was just beginning, a race known as the Krystal ruled this world and much of the universe.
So plot dump time.
Though in a great battle, they and much of the universe were destroyed.
Much of the
And
universe?
from this
Jeez.
destruction came life.
This is
The
like that one
dinosaurs
Doctor Who
God,
story where the
the
Master
great
just
Chimera
destroys a
dragon,
quarter of the universe.
Created this world.
Oh, I talked
And
over the
since
Chimerian
that
dragon.
day,
That's important to
life
the
has been
lore
good.
of this version of the game.
At least until General Scales unleashed his army.
The Chimerian dragon is some kind of
The king of
creation
Wanda
deity
discovered this sacred
among
place
Dinosaur
and began
Planet.
to think the ancient texts were hiding something. Maybe the history of the planet was wrong. You must go to Discovery Falls. You'll find
That's
some
important.
answers there.
But what about you? And how will I find this place?
As long as I stay here, then I'll be fine.
This is a bit of a hand wave.
Magic within this place is keeping me alive.
Yeah, sure.
Search this chamber for an object and use it to escape from the mountain. This will take you to a friend of mine. He'll direct you and the princess to Discovery Falls.
Okay. So that's our projectile spell here. Ugh, it's not displaying right. I hate it. Oh well. So using our slight amount of magic power, we can shoot targets like that, get stuff, and that helps us leave this place. Oh, I have to, yeah, actively pick things up. Yeah, so there's this cool system. Ah, dang it. It's off the screen. Anyway, it's this whole thing where your different C buttons on the 64 controller do different things. Cycle through your items, your spells, and commands to your dinosaur friend companion, who we haven't met yet. Or we've met Kite, I guess, yeah. The main one that people think of is Tricky from the Star Fox Adventures build as Fox/Saber's companion. But yeah, Krystal has her own companion in the form of Princess Kite, who we met already. She has similar functions and abilities to Tricky. In that, yeah, she can like attack things and solve different puzzles for you in the environment. There's actually a part later in the game that you can... So at one point you get captured by the Lightfoot tribe and tied to a pole, but Kite comes in and breathes fire on the guys who are trying to attack you. Oh no, Scales is back. He wasn't dead after all.
Stop.
And in the final game, Fox is there and this random Cloud Runner just shows up to help you. Yeah, in the initial prototype build here, where Krystal was fully playable, yeah, that was Kite instead, and that's part of her normal functions in the game. And yeah,
Kite!
I hope you can see from these cutscenes just how cinematic they were intending this game to be. What with the full voice acting, these kinds of camera angles and moves and stuff. It's all really cool. The closest that Rare ever got to this on the 64 was Conker's Bad Fur Day, and this was, I guess, going to release around a similar time or a bit after in its original form. And yeah, it just shows you how much they were pushing the system and getting ambitious with their games at this time. It's really cool stuff. So this is where we're supposed to put the warpy crystal. I think there's another area you can go to over here. Why don't we go check that out? Not sure the function of it, but it certainly feels like playing the game with the patch applied is a lot more stable than the initial prototype. There we go. So you gotta punch those vines out of the way. Whoops. What? Hold on. Just in case I fall off, I'll make a little sneaky save state. There we go. Very Ocarina of Time style auto jumping and ledge grabbing and stuff. It's clear that that was one of their big influences for this game. So yeah, there's this place. I'm not really sure what it's for yet, but we do return to this place later in the game, and it would have been used for something or other. I just want to show off the jumping as well. And you can climb that wall as well. Let me show that off. Because we've got the animation that you can still see in the final game. Oh, not this wall. I was thinking of a different wall, I guess. But yeah, the climbing animation remains, like a lot of stuff. You know, a lot of the textures are different, but so much of what's here did make it to the final GameCube game, which is cool. But one thing I want to show off today especially is the stuff that's in this build of the game on 64 that wasn't in the final GameCube game, that never made it, you know? So contextually, we're going to go through the item menu to use our warp crystal, which transports... oh, that's right, it opens this chamber. I forgot about that. And sometimes when you target things, you get stuck in yeah, aiming mode, because you sort of tap the Z button to target things, but then if you hold it down, it goes into the aiming mode. It's a little bit fiddly, but that's fine. So we see this symbol a lot in this game. And yeah, we're going to teleport now. This is going to take us to, like, essentially what we just played was a version of what Krystal does in the final GameCube game. At which point you take control of Fox in Thorntail Hollow, which is their version of Swapstone Hollow, which is where I am right now. In this build, Saber's story, or Fox's story, starts in Snowhorn Mountains.
Ranger, my name is Rubble, and I'm a Swapstone.
This guy's very charming.
Swap to Saber's adventure, or go to Warlock Mountain, then come and visit me. I'll show you how my magic works.
No, wait! I've got to find Discovery Falls.
You've got lots of time to do that. Let me show you how the swap works.
Now, narratively, this doesn't make too much sense, because the gameplay function of this is to swap player control from Krystal to Saber.
Now, don't
But
be
why is
scared.
Krystal going into this guy's hand?
Saber is
Yeah,
on the
he's
other side
speaking
of the
directly to the
planet.
player now.
To complete the adventure, you will have to guide both characters. To do this, you must visit me or my twin brother, Rocky. Do you understand?
Yeah, Rubble and Rocky
Good. Now let's swap to
were replaced
Saber.
in the final game with a single Warpstone, who was much more Scottish. And yeah, so this is the point where we go and meet Saber. The Snowhorn Wastes are pretty similar to how they are in the final game here. So it's not too interesting. So at this point I'm going to start swapping around to different places. This is how Fox looks in this game. One thing you'll notice is that, like, the textures and model look quite good, but they hadn't finished all the facial animation yet when they'd implemented this for this version of the build. So all the cool stuff that was going on with Krystal's face in the cutscenes earlier, a lot of the characters are very reactive and emotive, which is really cool. It adds to that cinematic feel, but Fox kind of looks very wide-eyed and stone-faced a lot of the time. Oh yeah, this is pretty brutal. But all the framing here and the events as they're playing out, very similar to the final game. But if you are familiar, you'll notice that the actual, like, level is quite a bit more basic than what would later be implemented. A lot of more details were added and stuff. So yeah, Fox or Saber controls very similarly to Krystal, except he's got a sword instead. Do I start with the, yep, projectile? You can get magic crystals back from these plants. All that stuff. It's all good. So now that you've seen Fox, oops, I've just enabled no clip by mistake. I don't know how it works. Anyway, so that's Fox. But if you are familiar with early previews for the game, you would have seen Saber's model looking like this. And oh, this takes me back. This is the first time I've actually played with Saber in this form, and gosh, so nostalgic. Oh, and actually his eyes are moving. Okay, so they've got some of that animation stuff with this model that hadn't been implemented in Fox yet, which is cool. So considering this is Dinosaur Planet and represents that early version of the game, I will prefer to use this model. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Oh man, that's that's amazing. All right, so what should we do? Oh, my sword has lost its textures. That is troublesome. Okay, I haven't seen that before, and I don't know why it's happened. I don't know how much longer I should just be doing this, but actually, okay, I know one thing that I want to do. Warp to location. This is going to be like, yeah, the little... Actually, alright, let's just do it real quick.
Who's that? I am Fox McCloud, Royal Knight of the Lilat System. I've come to take the prince back to his home.
Yeah, a bit of a find and replace there. Normally, or originally, it would be Saber of the Animus, planet Animus, and they've swapped some of the dialogue in the game to say Fox and Lilat and things like that. So, yeah, the hoverbike chase, it's all here, it's all cool. Maybe one of the remnants from this being a Diddy Kong Racing successor are these little sections. There's actually a few of them that exist in some form in this ROM. Not all of them are playable though. Anyway, let's go somewhere else. Let's use debugging features. What we're going to do is warp to Swapstone Hollow. So that's the Swapstone cavity. Huh. I guess the Swapstone didn't show up. Uh-oh. Hold on. And Tricky's here, because yeah, we rescued him. Don't you remember? This is the first time I've used these warping features. They're not really working. Something's wrong. Oh, and by the way, do enjoy the David Wise music. One of his many excellent soundtracks for Rare. There's one thing I want to do before I start skipping around madly. Well, actually, exploring Swapstone Hollow is pretty cool because it's actually a lot more expansive than Thorntail Hollow in Star Fox Adventures. Oh, that's not a blue mushroom. Something's wrong there. Because I clearly picked up a white mushroom, but it showed a Krystal. I feel like some of the debug features might mess with some stuff about the game. So maybe warping around breaks a couple things, but oh well. It lets us see more of the game, I guess, so I'll go on with it. Yeah, Gibbon says the David Wise music is so good, and this is like his only Nintendo 64 OST. I will correct you and say that Diddy Kong Racing is also one of his, and also very good. But I think those are the only two, come to think of it. So, Queen Earthwalker, Tricky's mother. Pay attention in this scene. If you remember magazine previews for this game, there's one particular screenshot that was widely circulated.
You must find me a remedy.
Find me a remedy. That's it. That shot. Oh my gosh. Saber kneeling down next to Tricky. I've seen it so many times in old magazines. Amazing. Oh, there's one of the many crashes. Yes, it happens a lot. So I can actually cycle through that with the D-pad, which means, how do I get out of this? I guess I'll load the state from here and then warp from here. So luckily these debug features let us go anywhere and do most anything, because playing this prototype ROM, a lot of crashes are going to happen as you play the game. So, where shall we go? So, let me see. Randorn, the first thing he told me was find Discovery Falls. So, a lot of this stuff you will be familiar with from Star Fox Adventures, Ice Mountain and the Northern Wastes. That's all the Snowhorn Wastes area. Lightfoot Village exists, and Cape Claw as well. But since he told us to go to Discovery Falls, let's go there now. That's an area that's unique to Dinosaur Planet. Oh, what? Well, that ain't right. And Rubble looks a bit different.
My name is Rubble, and I'm
That's
a
weird.
swapster. To swap to Saber's adventure,
Can I not do this right now? What is Swapstone Circle, actually? Okay, something's weird here. Doesn't want me doing this. What else can I do? Let's go to Lightfoot Village. Oh, something's wrong. Something's broken. I'm gonna restart. Whoops. Okay. Oh, he looked normal that time. Something about his head. Anyway. Start game as Krystal. Actually, I don't know the difference between warp to location and start as Krystal. But you can guarantee that you're Krystal when you get somewhere by picking her in that menu and then, say, going to Swapstone Circle, for example. And it's going to dump us here. Oh, that doesn't look right. That's squished. Something's wrong with the widescreen now. Oh, and we're getting that flickering thing in the border. Ugh, sorry. I'm a little bit frazzled by this. My initial intention for this stream was to progress through a series of save states that had been archived on the Dinosaur Planet Discovery communities, which had the characters in various locations, you know, pre-saved from somebody's playthrough. But when I found the debug mode and those features in this mod, I decided to do that instead, and that was a pretty late decision, so not completely tested all the way through. So the Lightfoots are these smaller upright walking dinosaurs. Oh, this scene missing. So we can see over here the test of strength, an infamous button mashing challenge from Star Fox Adventures, not implemented in this build, thankfully, so we don't have to deal with that. But otherwise it is similar to the Lightfoot Village that we know, just smaller, simpler. So yeah, now the warping is, I guess, working. I want to find out what Swapstone Circle is properly. Okay. Yeah, it's going to look like this apparently. That's alright. It's fine. Okay. This is a little bit Lightfoot Village as well. There's not much here. Some blue mushrooms. Is Kite around, I wonder? Oh, my C buttons don't work. Except for C up. Something is weird. Maybe by warping from the title screen I'm in a weird state. What can I do? Start game as Krystal, and then let's meet our old friend Shabungo. So in this game, instead of the shop being separate in Thorntail Hollow and down a little tunnel and stuff, you access it by going underneath the Swapstone. He lifts up, and under the base is this shop with our good friend Shabungo.
Hurry and choose something. Oh, get out.
Classic. The voice acting for Shabungo is amazing. Always has been, always will be. But we probably don't have any scarabs. I recall that in this build, your scarabs don't really display anywhere that I could find. So let's say I want this net.
Put that down! You don't have enough scarabs!
Jeez. Settle down, buddy. It's alright, we don't have any scarabs. But yeah, there's a lot of mysterious... Oop, got a bit stuck there. A lot of mysterious items, I don't know what they do. But Shabunga is a classic character. His name comes from a pseudo-official guide for the game. I don't know if it was the Star Fox Adventures. Was there a Nintendo Power Guide? Maybe a Prima Guide or whatever. Who knows? Everyone at Rare just calls him the shopkeeper. But this guide calls him Shabunga and nobody really knows where the name came from. But the hardcore fandom calls him Shabunga. My theory is that they called up Rare and said, hey, what's the name of this character so that we can print it in their guide? And they said, oh, mate, that's the shopkeeper, mate. And they were talking over a phone connection that wasn't very good. And when they heard, when the Rare representative said shopkeeper, they heard Shabunga because they just, the audio quality was bad. So it's a kind of pseudo-official name. The other interesting thing about Shabunga is his resemblance to the cameo Elements of Power character, the Mystic, who is also a kind of snake person in a robe who floats around and is mystical in nature. I forget the name of her race, but they're a kind of magical creature in the cameo world. But yeah, that's my theory, is that they're the same species. And Shabunga just came to Dinosaur Planet to be a trader. Anyway, the shop. It's a shop. It's not that interesting, I guess. I think I've been in this room already. So, where else can we go? Now that we're not stuck in the swapstone loop, maybe Discovery Falls will work if I warp there. Indeed, and here we are. Lovely. So yeah, like I said, this is a unique area for this build. I'm not sure how... Oh, that's slow. That's very slow. So it's directly connected to... yeah, Swapstone Hollow. And we're getting the introduction to Swapstone Hollow cutscene again, because this is the first time I've been here in this version of the game, I guess. But I don't want that, so we'll just warp back. It's all easy. Oh no, it's doing it again. That's okay, we'll restart. Problems. Okay. So, start game, ask Krystal in Discovery Falls. Go. Great. Oh no. Bit of a graphical glitch there in the... wonder if I can, like, reload area. Oh great, I fell through the floor. It didn't fix the screen flickering either. Or the music, but the other music loaded as I went through here, so maybe I can force it to start. Yep, so that starts. We'll just reverse course. Oh no, that's not right. So that was starting game here. What if I warp here using this menu? That's so annoying. Alright, I'll just restart again. Like I said, I didn't have much time to test the debug mode. Maybe I should have stuck with the save states, but anyway. It's fine. Nuts. That's worse. That's so much worse. Oh boy. I had it before. I should have just been content. Okay. See if this works. All right, this'll do. Here we are in Discovery Falls. How about that? Yeah, so it's this whole waterway system. This is an interesting thing about this build of the game. In Star Fox Adventures, one of the conceits of the setting was that the planet is breaking apart and different areas are sort of disconnected in space, and this was an excuse to... Oh, well, that didn't work. to implement the R-Wing as a means of transporting you between areas. Oh, okay. Great. Oh, the early jingle. Did I enable that again? Whatever. Oh, the flickering's fixed. That's good. No music still, but that's all right. Yeah, so there was this whole thing where the planet was breaking apart. There were different things. You could use the R-Wing to get between them. The world is a lot more connected in Dinosaur Planet as it existed here. Different parts of the world, instead of being so disconnected like that, they are connected, and one of the things that connects them in this build is the waterways, the rivers, and you traverse them on the back of a log sometimes. So this is the cutscene that we should have seen next.
I am from the High Top tribe. We were helping to dig in this sacred place when we uncovered what appears to be a shrine. Before it could be opened, General Scales arrived and took Randorn.
This must have happened before I arrived on this planet. It was Randorn that took
I'm glad he's still alive.
Gibbon says, "Ooh, the waterways work in this build." Yeah, I think this cutscene was restored in the patch. I'm not sure, really.
I think it will take them much longer. Above you is a cave. Inside the cave, we discovered what appears to be a link to opening the shrine. It is up to you now to uncover its secrets.
Oh, going back underwater. Okay. I wonder where that dinosaur ended up. Anyway, yeah, writing logs is a really interesting, cool thing. There's just logs that hang out in the river, and you use your staff to paddle around. And I've seen this working with Saber as well, where he uses his sword to paddle instead, and it looks a little weird. It doesn't quite work properly. From memory, it seems like that he's paddling just with the hilt of his sword and doesn't really enter the water at all very much, but yeah, it's just one of those things about this being a prototype. But yeah, the waterways, like, you ride a log, you go down the river forks, and then yeah, with this method you can get to different parts of the game world. Another cool thing about this build is because it's on the Nintendo 64. Oh, we're getting a lot of audio in the left channel, not much in the right. That's interesting. Yeah, because it's on the N64 and using cartridges, the different traveling between areas loads them much faster than what happened on the disc-based Gamecube. So there were these sort of awkward segments on Gamecube where you would be going from one place to another. Oh, because I've used the warp, I don't have access to the projectile spell, so I can't deal with this strange two-legged enemy. This looks a bit Oddworld, doesn't it, Gibbon? Like a slig. One of the mutant dinosaurs of Dinosaur Planet that sort of... Okay, is this not working properly? Okay, yep, I can climb like this, but the dino will stop me. Maybe I can punch it though. Wait, hold on. Vertical, please. No. Oops. Alright, well, never mind about that. Let's explore the river a bit then. I'll just go grab my log again. It's a bit of a meme in the Dinosaur Planet fan community. Log Krystal. I guess at some point somebody... yeah, I know. Somebody, like, glitched their way in so that, like, Krystal's model was stuck inside a log. And so, like, Log Krystal or Logstall became a meme, and, like, swapping Krystal's model so that she is a log and stuff like that. All these kinds of shenanigans happen with people modding the game and hacking it and stuff. Can't get on the log. Don't know why. How about we just reload the area? Beautiful. I'll just go down to that log again. I do wonder what's in that shrine though. I wonder if the debug features will enable things like that. No, that's not really what I'm after. People have made hacks and things that just arbitrarily enable the different abilities you have in the game instead of unlocking them normally. I wonder if enable cheats will help with that. Well, how do I use them then? I've enabled them. I know there's Game Shark cheats. I don't know how to do them though exactly. Oh, actually, were they... I think I've got some... Okay, cheats. I had some that I loaded into the prototype build. This is the modded build though, so I don't know if it'll recognize those cheats. So I can do this. Where are they? This? Yeah, ROM crack. That's what it was called. Will that work? Apply changes. Oh, it hasn't. No. Nah, this doesn't look right. Where is the list? Oh, here they are. Oh, cool. So it worked. We can, yeah, enable things so I can give myself infinite magic and all spells. Oh, that's beautiful. Yep. And this toggles different items that you can have. One hit kill enemies. Yeah, the way that initially they enabled the saber disguise before the patch was that if you use the disguise spell as Fox, it swaps out for Saber's model for some reason. Yeah, fixes for bosses. There's all sorts of cheats in here. Again, I got these. Oh, here we go. Widescreen cheat. Worth a try. Oh. Wait, did they work? Oops. Quick menu, sorry. Just go back to that. I turned them on, but I don't think I applied them. Apply changes. Looks the same. I don't know. Whatever. Frustrating. Anyway, it's fine. So, shall I explore or shall I go up to the shrine? I couldn't enable the spells, so let's explore. Let's push our log out into the rivers and see what we can find. Because this is an area I've never been to before. I only briefly visited it in my explorations, and it doesn't exist really at all in Star Fox Adventures. Whoa! 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 Given says, F yeah, kayaking. Yeah, real DIY kayaking here. Well, this is interesting, isn't it? Ground log. Oh! That's cool. I think I've soft locked. Lovely. I can't even access the debug menu, so that's fine. We'll just load state. Ah, now we're here. And yeah, it's still displaying oddly. It's frustrating. It's fine. It's good enough the way it looks, right? I could try and change the settings again at the title screen. But, meh. Okay. Yeah. So, let's, oh, no, not this again. I really need to sort this out somehow. Ooh, no, stop. Sorry. Okay. Well, that looks weird. I knew this stream would be rife with weird technical hitches in the game itself. I knew it would happen. So, apologies. Well, nothing I did here changed anything last time. Blech. So, whatever, it's fine. Let's warp. I want to do a bit more discovery at Discovery Falls. Oh. Oh no. Okay, cool. So we went to Landlog Cave. Let's go the other way now. See what we can find. Yeah. Log riding. Oh, fishy. That's cute. Reminds me of the fish in Ocarina of Time, of course. Krystal's early design is really cool. Oh. Well, that didn't go very far, did it now? And the cheats didn't work, possibly because of the patch. I never tested any of them in the prototype build, but yeah. Anyway, this is Discovery Falls. Oh wait, there's a cave over there. Let's try that. Oops. Yeah, we can do a roll. Oh, it's empty. Okay. Well, that's what this is about. We're discovering things. Some of the geometry isn't loading quite right. Probably a debug problem. Oh yeah, this again. Of course, we haven't been through this before. What's the fast forward button again? This one? That's mute? Oh, the volume's really low. Oh, no, that's right. I changed that once. Oops. I'm just hitting some random buttons here. This one? I did that already. Oops. No, what am I doing? Stop! Okay, stop pressing random buttons. Got it. There's a fast forward button. I don't know what it is. Is it this? Nope. Okay. Well, I'm not going to be able to get up there with that guy guarding the rope. So, oh, it's nearly done. Let's try it anyway. Yeah. So this build, whoops, this build had implemented the day-night cycle, which is something that Star Fox Adventures has as well. Time naturally passes in the game world, and yeah, the environments change from day to night, and vice versa, which causes some dinos around to fall asleep, changes the lighting, possibly the music, and oh yeah, this is the climbing animation that I was talking about before. Very similar to the final Fox animation that we see. Oh, and I'm not having that left channel issue anymore. That's good. Still some work to go in the whole debugging of this game. Okay. So there's another thing over here, but no rope. It's broken. The ropeways are incomplete. Oh! I have projectiles now. Great. Something I did at some point. Oh, there we go. Okay. So my cheats did take effect, it looks like, because I have infinite magic. I'll check my spell list. Yeah, there's a lot of different spells. I don't know what they all are, but that's great. So the cheats worked. Good stuff. Which means I'll be able to get into that shrine. So I was talking before about how much this reminds me of Conker's Bad Fur Day in terms of the cinematic nature of it, the dual protagonists. Sorry, I said that wrong. The cinematic nature and the voice acting and stuff. But it's also got other connections to Bad Fur Day because in this early build there were dual protagonists, which is similar to what Bad Fur Day started as. So Conker's 12 Tales, Conker's Quest, Conker 64, or 12 Tales, Conker 64 was the initial version of the Conker game on 64 that eventually became Bad Fur Day. I'm not sure she should have her staff out right now. That looks a little odd. And yeah, it's interesting how going from Dinosaur Planet to Star Fox Adventures and going from Conker's Quest to Bad Fur Day, there were these things that were dropped. And one of those things is the fact that Conker and Berry were originally going to be both playable protagonists. And as Gibbon's pointing out now, beyond that, they also had animal companions going around with them. Barry had a little friend who was a kind of theropod who is similar to what Bloopy is in the final Bad Fur Day game, the little dinosaur that you hatch out of an egg and you get to eat all the Ooga Boogers and stuff. That was originally a more fleshed out mechanic with Barry, and yeah, quite similar to the system here with Saber and Tricky or with Krystal and Kite. Okay, so this is cool. Ah! What? If I could figure out how to do that verticals... Yeah, there it is. Still not sure how I did it, but apparently this bat's invincible. Whoops! This reminds me of Demon Souls. Going down... falling down all those walkways. Alright. Hello. Oh, it's fighting time. I know there's at least one sharp claw in the game that you talk to instead of fighting them, but it's not that one. Yeah, I'm not sure who Conker's companion was going to be, but yeah, it's one of those things, and just sad that in the transition to the final game, you lost things like having a playable female character, unfortunately. You lose Krystal, especially in her full role in her early design here, and you lose Barry as a playable character too in the Conker game. It's too bad, and that's all the more reason why I wanted to focus on Krystal during this stream, because this represents a version of the game where she had much more prominent status. Whoops. Okay. Well, I don't know what that did exactly. I made a ladder appear, which let me get out, but there wasn't much else going on in there. Oh, did I? Hang on a second. I didn't look in that backpack. I think at a certain point you get, like, a food bag. Yeah, there you go. The food bag. So... there's things in the world, bits of food that you pick up that restore your health. When you have the food bag, you can pick up items of food that get stored there so that you then use them when you need to instead of just consuming them straight away. Gibbon is saying that Know-It the Owl was going to be more of a Kapora Gabora in single player, but would act as Conker's counterpart to Berry's Dino in multiplayer. So Conker would have been the Krystal with a flying companion in certain modes of the game, apparently. That's interesting. I didn't even know about the multiplayer. Alright, so we've explored Discovery Falls a little bit. That was cool. There's another area in the game that I know is not in the final game. So let's just have a look at some of the options we have. Cape Claw. We'll just zoom in there real quick. Oops, that didn't load properly, did it now? Cape Floor's nice though, has some very nice music. Okay. I wonder if we can reload area. Oops, no. Reload area. It didn't fix it. Well, I wonder if I can just walk out. Nope. Whee, okay. Oh, there's a sharp claw that sort of guards a gateway. I forgot they're actually a lot bigger than the normal ones. How far will I go? Well, that didn't work. Never mind. Let's go somewhere else. Moon Mountain Pass. Yeah, a very interesting area in the final game. And one of the areas where you find those annoying loading zones. I was saying how the disc-based Gamecube took longer to stream the next area into the game RAM or whatever, rather than loading it from the cartridge, which is much faster. So to sort of mask that, they added these interstitial zones between areas in Star Fox Adventures. So you'd have to negotiate a little maze or do a little busy work puzzle to get from one place to the next. It was pretty tedious, to be honest. And yeah, this is pretty similar to the final game, Moon Mountain Pass.
Wake up! Somebody coming!
That voice was a little Muppety, actually. Oh no, barrels. Oh wow, that's a lot of barrels. Yeah, I think this mod has really improved the stability. Trying to do a lot of stuff in the original game would result in crashes, but they seem to have fixed some of that stuff. Alright, well, I can't go in there. Oops, no, I don't want to do that. That was a mistake. Where else can we go? Cloud Runner Fortress, inside the Galleon, Blackwater Canyon, Golden Plains, Desert Point, Force Point. So many things. Dark Ice Mines, Diamond Bay. Ooh, Diamond Bay, that sounds fun. Ooh. What's this? We have another log. I don't remember this. Oh, it's tricky. Okay, so this is a Saber area, but I'm here as Krystal. We haven't really seen Kite in action so far, have we? Maybe if we go to the Cloud Runner Fortress. That would be a natural place for Kite to be. Let me in. Ow. Quit it. Oh. Oh, the sensitivity on this stick is a little off. Hard to aim. The door just fell off. Oh, it's Kite. Hello. Hey, buddy. Hey, where are you going? Oh. Given says no. Aiming is just like that in this game. Okay. I guess there would have been a cutscene originally where Kite said, oh, I'm just going to wait here for a minute. Okay, you can sneak around there. There is a scene that I recall seeing. Unfortunately, Scales attacks Kite's mother, the Queen Cloudrunner. It's very tragic. Okay. Shouldn't spend too long here. Oh. Secret healths. Or magics, or other. Okay. Right, let's go somewhere else. No, not that again. Mistake. Mistakes were made. We'll go right to the end to show you all the various places you can go. Walled City, Willow Grove, Dragon Rock, Krystal Palace, Anim Test. Some bosses, the Galadon, which is the boss of Dark Ice Mines, the large insectoid type creature. Clanadak, I think, is the Red Eye, the T-Rex. Chimerian Dragon. I don't know what that is, but Dracor exists in the final game, and there's an interesting story about Dracor. Different areas of Cape Claw. I just want to go to that beach. Please work. Hey, it kind of worked. It's still rainy. Not a very nice day for the beach, but some epic music too. Yes. Walking on air. Well, that was kind of small. Where else can we go? Did I reach the end of that list? Yeah, the various tests. Interior boss Galadon. I wonder what that looks like. It didn't load properly. Yeah, we're in a stomach. Anyway, let's show you the one thing that I really want to check out. Golden Plains. This is an area of the game that doesn't exist. It's still raining. Okay, so the weather doesn't change.
Must be reducing my energy.
Oh no, the heat in all this rain. Yeah, so this desert area, it's unique to the N64 build. It's one of the areas that I know for sure doesn't exist in Star Fox Adventures. Now, yeah, it's something about the warping that's throwing this game off, but there should be a Pachycephalosaurus character here, representing one of the dinosaur tribes of this world. I don't know if that kind of dinosaur itself is in Star Fox Adventures, but yeah, you talk to them and stuff. That's annoying. Yeah, if I knew the debug warping was so buggy. Maybe there'll be time to load up the other build and have a bit of an explore through those save states instead. I'm just gonna try like walking back and then walking in again, see if that gets it to fix itself. So this is a little transitionary area between Swapstone Hollow, a place we have been several times now to be introduced to Rocky, or Rubble rather. Alright. Will you let me warp this time? Dang. Okay, sorry folks. Actually, if the rock's not even there, I don't even know how far I can progress in the desert. Alright, well, this experiment with the debug build and features is becoming more and more problematic. So what I'm going to do now is load up the original build of the game. I just have to check the save states. And whether they'll work, which version to use. Bear with me. states. Okay, so I want the one that's called Dinosaur Planet. That's just how I've set it up. So I'll be loading that in. And this should work. Whoops. Whoa, okay. No, hold on. Is that looks alright. Oh. It's set to a widescreen apparently. Okay. Oh, that's off too. Something went wrong here. It's not just the debug build that broke the widescreen thing. Must be something I did. Do I have to restart to get to fix that? I'll just shut the emulator off. Sorry. Man, this is a bit of a mess of a stream. Sorry about that. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Load states. And one of them is right. So let's just do a little bit of an exploration. These are save states that I downloaded from the Dinosaur Planet Finders Club Discord. These are all made by user Specs, who I think is also a mod there. Yeah, or it's just an emulation issue, says Gibbon. Yeah, I'm still having the problem, which I swear I never noticed before, but maybe I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, by using this series of save states that they created over a long stream of several hours, we can skip to various parts of the game. So here we are in Thorntail Hollow, where it appears to be snowing, but there's these dinos all around, and by cycling through the save states we can quickly visit many of the different areas of the game without the strange loading issues that come in from the debug thing. Yeah, I distinctly remember opening this menu and not having it be cut off, so something's gone wrong in between then and now. Ugh. And I didn't pick it up, sorry about that. So this is Discovery Falls, and we have the log here. Gibbon says, it is a rare game, they're pretty notorious for not emulating well. Yeah, and indeed, N64 games in general have emulation problems, but yeah, oh well, we'll live with it, we'll deal with it. So this is nice. This seems to be Cape Claw and how it's supposed to look and sound. But we'll keep cycling through these. This is the gatekeeper who keeps you out of somewhere. Where are we? I think this is the ruins at Cape Claw, possibly. Oh, I remember this scene from when I explored these save states earlier. You walk in here and suddenly you get gassed. But moving on. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that skybox. Lovely stuff. No, go down. I wonder what this is. Oh, we have a turret section, do we? Boom. It's nothing to shoot at. So this is an earlier build pre-patch, pre-fan patch. So it's going to be buggier. This looks like Earthwalker home, temple, fortress, whatever. Alright. So that's the same place after something's happened. Oh, that's a texture issue. Oh, but that's Kite. Oh, Lightfoot Village. Great. There is a cutscene here, I recall. Adorable.
Are you lost, little one?
I don't like this, Krystal. It doesn't seem safe. Krystal, look out!
Uh-oh. And I believe this is the sequence I was talking about before.
That's the stinking girl that took the spell page.
Oh, what happened?
I am Chief Lightfoot, and we don't like thieves.
It's not displaying properly.
Thief? What are you talking about?
See, it's in widescreen or something, but cut off. I don't know. Even if I move the screen like this, it's still
I didn't take your spell page. You gave it to me.
cutting it off within the emulator. See, ugh,
Kite,
it's fine.
help me out.
So is this with the extra memory?
No, I couldn't get that working. I swapped to the other graphics card and it didn't help. Oh, this is not going to be easy if I can't see what I'm doing, but when Kite's in range, you get to pick the Flame Breath option, and then she will attack the Lightfoot. Oh no, that's not it. I think I was selecting the whistle. See, this is the problem. No, that is. What? That's the whistle? So what's this? No, it's not quite. Now! Yeah, there it is. Fire! Anyway. Moving on. So that's in Lightfoot Village. This is another area of Lightfoot Village. What's this do? Don't have many items right now. So that's Discovery Falls. Oh, this is what I expected to happen. Yeah.
What good
That's
is a
mine, it's
food
just in
bag
your
to
name.
me?
This special bag. It holds 10 pieces of food and keeps
So
them
this is
fresh.
the shrine at the top of Discovery Falls that I got into. Then this cutscene is supposed to happen where this guy explains how the food bag works.
Tell me more.
You choose how you use it. Select eat later, and food you find is put into bag. Stuff hungry belly by highlighting bag on objects menu.
Uh-huh.
It sounds like a good idea.
Select eat now, and food only go in bag when belly full. Do you like?
I like. I can always change this later.
So there's the friendly sharp claw. He gives you a food bag. Anyway, yeah, we've seen the rest of this. Oh, lovely. Log riding. Now, we never got to do this earlier. Down over the waterfall. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh no, I'm drowning. No. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. What's this place? Yeah, so all the
Did you hear
cutscenes are going to be happening
Hear
properly now.
what? It must be the spirit inside you.
So this is a bit of the game after we've recovered a Krystal spirit, and it wants to go back to Warlock
We'd better
Mountain.
do what she says.
The whole eye animation thing isn't working properly. I really want to see that desert. It's in here somewhere. I just have to cycle through the save states enough. There's another cutscene with Randor in here. I'll have to bring the Krystal spirit back. Oh, here we go. Ice on Wastes, good stuff.
Look out, boy!
God boy. This must be near Dark Ice Mines. Yeah, so that's all this stuff. Ah, the boss, Galadon. Very similar to what you see in the final game, so maybe not worth investigating too deeply. Oh wow, look at those rapids. That's pretty cool. Oh, here we can see Saber paddling around using the butt of his sword, and it looks a little awkward. Yeah, you can see that the whole log physics in the river wasn't completely finished at the time. Unfortunately, it was cut by the final game, but I think it's nice. Just sort of, what would you call it? Kayaking, I guess, as Gibbon said earlier. Kayaking down these rivers. Oh, that's one of the crashes that you can encounter. But luckily we have a lot of save states to get through stuff like that. Oh, hello. Buddy. Oops, sorry. Ooh. Yeah, that's one of the crashes. That looks like a Krystal temple. So yes, you've got the dungeon type locations in the game, of course. Is this Volcano Force Point Temple, possibly? Yeah, so at this point, Saber's recovered a Krystal crystal, but hasn't taken it back to the temple yet, so there's sort of glowing effect around his face. I think it's supposed to align with his eyes, but I don't know. Oh, here's the other swap stone.
Not you again.
Now that sounds actually more like the gargoyle, possibly. No, you know what it sounds like? Birdie from Bad Fur Day. Anyway. So if you select shop, he raises himself up and then you go beneath to see Shabunga. As I explained earlier. Where else can we go? Oh yeah, Sad Beach. Tricky, are you barking? That's weird. Okay. Back in Discovery Falls, Moon Mountain Pass. The temple inside Moon Mountain Pass, probably. Oh, Cloud Run Fortress, of course. Lovely stuff. So, wait a second. That's just a radiation symbol. Why would that exist on Dinosaur Planet? That's very strange. Okay. Yeah, General Scales' galleon has docked here at Cloud Run Fortress. You can see the big animating head on the front. And oh, it's a Bafomdad. Hello. In this version of the game, they're called Dusters, but they restore you back to health after you die. Hence the name Bafomdad from Back From Dead. Yeah, not many people know that. Or some people don't, I should say. This is one of the Pachycephalosaurus characters, which I'm not sure if they're in the final game or not, but they're definitely here now, and it's fallen through the floor. Oh well. Where else can we go? A lot of chests to find. Oh, okay. Where's this? Ooh, nice. I have no idea where this is, but it's fun. Get back here, Sharp Claws. Ah. Okay, well. Oh, hello. Oh, is this near the desert? I think it might be. Oh.
Don't you want me to activate that spell stone for you? It cannot be placed into the Force Point Temple until it is activated.
Is your head okay, buddy? Okay. Can't activate the... What? Whoa. Oh, crash. Alright. Fortress, Moon Mountain. Here we go.
Must be reducing my energy.
So we've made it to the desert. It's save slot 88. Here we are, no graphical errors at all. It's not raining, and the dinosaur is here, just as I wanted. Beautiful stuff. And that music, mwah. Okay, hello buddy. Is your head okay too? Hey, what's up?
Hello again, Krystal, and welcome to Golden Plains.
Golden Plains.
Very hot.
The heat will cause you a lot of problems. You may want to think about travelling at night.
We've got the spellstone, but what now?
Cross the sands to find a spell page that is hidden here. It is only with this spell that you can enter the Desert Force Point Temple.
Yes, apparently a Pachycephalosaurus is Scottish, and this is the block that I wanted, and I'll show you why the block is necessary. Because if you try to cross this area of sand, turns out it's quicksand, and you fall down back to... Oh, this is Discovery Falls. I wonder if that's intended behavior. I wonder if I can... Oh, okay, so that's loaded beyond that part? Huh. Wait. Alright, I'll just... it's not a long cutscene. Yeah, so let's explore this area properly. We can get up to the next area of the desert by using this block. Yeah, it's a long push. Yeah, I was doing some quick searching for Dinosaur Planet stuff this morning, and apparently it's also the name of a TV series. It seemed like a kind of American rip-off of the British series Walking with Dinosaurs, the early CG kind of faux nature documentary. So this cactuses are shooting spines at me. Nasty stuff. You also sometimes, well, I've noticed that there's an Anne McCaffrey novel also called Dinosaur Planet, which could throw off your search, potentially. But of course, talking about the Star Fox series, as this came to be a part of, there already was a Dinosaur Planet in that series. Fortuna, in the manual for the original Star Fox, is called the Dinosaur Planet. And it has a lot of monstrous creatures in it. What's the point of this now? Do I have any abilities that can help? Who knows? Who can say? But I'm not sure how to progress from here, which means I'll just use that save state from earlier, which is in a different part of the desert. That's cool. So the desert appears to be quite large, actually. And I don't know if this is an emulation thing, but look how you can see all the way down to that oasis with no fog at all. Very unusual for the 64, I gotta say. And nice to see. So yeah, that'll be more quicksand there. But there's lots to explore. A lot of empty space, rather. Maybe not so interesting. Sort of like... it kind of reminds me of Gerudo Desert in Twilight Princess. Oh, what's this? Ooh. Feels so mysterious. Like this is all completely brand new, you know? Whoa! Wind, I guess? Blew me away. So, however they managed to get up here, we've bypassed that quicksand. And we can roam around this desert. Let's go to the edge of this map. Yeah, so that's the map we were on before that didn't have much to do. But this upper plateau area is much larger. So there's 2 places we can go from here, or 1. What was over here? Yeah. Sorry, by instinct I tried to roll like I was playing Ocarina of Time, but you don't have that function here. Wait. Yeah, I just did that before. Alright, let's go over here. Across this dune. And as night falls, we approach. What is this? Something. A blurred texture. Ooh. Oh wow. It's a bit like... well, it's a real life location, but you know the place they go to at the end of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. The whole temple carved into the face of the canyon. Yeah, it's evocative of that. Okay. So that's not working right now. But you can see over here the image of this statue is in the shape of a Krazoa. The mystical beings of this world. Actually, that's a good place to talk about the Cimmerian issue. So, General Scales is the antagonist of this game. He's rallied the Sharp Claws to attack the other tribes of dinosaurs on Dinosaur Planet. Sorry, I just noticed something. Never mind. And to take their spell stones, which he'll then use to gain the Krazoa's power for himself. And they apparently had a lot of... Whoa. Cool. I've activated a tower. They had a lot of mystical powers and such. Whoops. Oh! So there's a damage animation from falling. Okay. Yeah, but in the Star Fox Adventures final game, you never really have a proper confrontation with Scales, which disappointed some people. He ends up just being the puppet of a further antagonist who, spoiler alert, if you are not familiar with Star Fox Adventures or the overall plot of the Star Fox series, it turns out... Still here? It's Andross, the... you know, the baddie from Star Fox and Lilac Wars, who is himself usurping the power of the Krazoa to come back from death and become a god. Now, one of the things that people had hoped about for the early Dinosaur Planet was that Scales would be a more proper antagonist and an actual threat, instead of being subverted in the climax. However, okay, this is pretty interesting.
In the dark of a tree the moon seeds have begun to grow. Take these seeds to mountain paths. You will know what to do.
Kite, it's a Krazoa.
Time is running short. Fox must hurry.
Fox, sure.
Fox? But you're not Fox.
Wow. So yeah, people were saying like, oh, you know, Scales surely would be better served by the original Dinosaur Planet. Turns out that him being usurped by a larger villain was always the plan. Dracor, who is just a boss of some area in Star Fox Adventures, in the original Dinosaur Planet was going to be the secret bonus antagonist who would be behind Scales. And his deal is that he's a descendant of the mythic Cimmerian dragon of Dinosaur Planet legend, and that's why he's got like dragon wings and stuff. Yeah, and he basically played the role of Andros in the 64 build. Okay, I don't know what else we can do here. We saw that pillar pop up, but I'm not sure where that is. So what I'm going to do now is... What am I going to do? Keep going through the save states, I guess? I just realized that I could probably show Dracor using the debug features in the patched build, so I might do that after we do a bit more save stating here, or load stating. So this must be inside the Desert Force Point Temple. Robotic scorpions, yes, very good. Some puzzles to do and such. Yep, very cool. You get a spell stone. Now we're in Moon Mountain Pass. I don't know what's going on in all these things. Oh, that is... They managed to load the sort of intro cutscene and get it to play out. Yeah, so this is what we saw in the patched build under the title screen, basically. But yeah, okay, Warlock Mountain, more stuff happening. Oh, they're together. Oh, that's cool. Whoa, what? I'm controlling both? What's going on? Oh, it's over. Okay. And we're at the end of the save slots there now. So yeah, that's interesting stuff. Thanks again to Specs for making all those states and saving them for other people to use. But yeah, I'm going to go back into the modded version of the game. And yes, okay, cool. Sorry about the save state notifications. Hopefully they go away soon. Am I in a later state? I'm just going to restart the emulator. It's annoying me. All right. So yes, let's have a look at some of the bosses in the game using the warp functions. So we'll start game as Krystal and head directly to boss Clanadak. Cool. So this is something that we would have seen in Star Fox Adventures. And we briefly saw this character in that opening cutscene cinematic. It's the Red Eye, the giant T-Rex. Oh my. Boss Clanadak. Now, I don't remember how to fight this thing. But we can hide in these alcoves. Standing on that switch did something, is probably how you damage it. Oh, there it is. Uh-oh, I mistimed that. Oh no. Ouch. Hey buddy. What's up? Okay. Let's grab that switch real quick. Oh, too late. Got out of the way. Yep, so that's how that boss works. Let's check out another one. We briefly saw Galadon earlier. It's pretty similar to the final game. So let's go to... Yeah, Chimerian Dragon. What's this about? Oh, it's the Chimerian Heart. Oh, I remember these things from Star Fox Adventures. Quit it. Hey, buddy. Yeah. So this is some kind of mechanism that contains something to do with Chimerian power and is one of the later bosses in the game. I've noticed a lot of discussion among the Dinosaur Planet Discovery communities trying to figure out what's in there, trying to open up this construct and see what's inside and damage it. Because, yeah, it's something to do with the baddies. All right. I promised you Dracor. Go. Oops. Yeah, that one. There he is. Nasty. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is very final boss, isn't it? I'm not sure what we're supposed to do, but I don't think I have my spells. Whoa, this is crazy. Ah! Yeah, I can't aim, so I don't think I can damage him currently. Oh, that's a nice close-up. Hello. Selfie time. Just here with my buddy Dracor. Chillin'. Yes, snap that. How do I take a screenshot in this emulator? Yep, that's good. No, hang on. Look at the camera, sweetie. Okay, hold on. Sorry, that's patronizing, isn't it? I was talking like I talk to my cat. Screenshot. Yeah. Hopefully that went somewhere. Okay, what else can we do? Any requests, Gibbon? Or if anyone else is watching, speak up. Is there a place you would like to check out? Old City, Willow Grove, Dragon Rock. Yeah, before we finish up for today, is there anything you'd like to see? I'll pick out a few places that I don't immediately recognize. Oh, great, we've got the boss music. Gibbon says, nothing in particular, just enjoying the show. Fair enough. That's cool. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, Tricky, what's up, buddy? Very scary Willow Grove right now. I have no idea what this place is. Ooh. Floating boulder. Oh, Cuban's here. Hi, Cuban. How's it going? Oh, that's the warp to Warlock Mountain. Yeah, good to see ya. Okay, so there's one that caught my eye. Blackwater Canyon. I don't recognize it. We've still got the scary music. I'll try reloading the area. That didn't work before, but who knows if it's going to work this time. Nope, it didn't. Never mind. I know going from one place to another will force a refresh of that kind of stuff. Cuban's been going good, just been knocking some art out. That's awesome. I always like your art. You have a really cool style. What are you working on right now? Does the Moon Creatures area exist in the N64 version? Gibbon wants to know. Yeah, I'll check that out. But first, this is a gigantic skeleton. A giant serpentine dinosaur, it seems. There's the skull. That's cool. I don't know if that's in Star Fox Adventures, but it looks to be like a giant tree over there or something. Nice. Okay, so what would that be? Somewhere in Moon Mountain Pass, but that put me at the bottom. If Cloud Runner Fortress is next to it, maybe I can back out of there and go to Moon Mountain Pass. Top. Cuban says, one of my friends got really into this beta actually. I'm not used to seeing my non-DK Vine friends gush about this stuff. Cool. That's nice that people have been getting interested in it. It's definitely something that is of great interest to Rare fans, to Star Fox fans. Okay, so I don't have any bomb pods, which means I can't get in there, but it looks like... Is that bomb? No, that would be, what? You grow something and then climb it? Let me see if I can turn the cheat on for, like, all items or something. Given says also that her boyfriend was a big Star Fox Adventures fan and was really excited about this and had no idea it was connected to Donkey Kong stuff at all. It is. It's a Diddy Kong Racing sequel, as I said. Oh, Cam's here. Hi, Cam. Cam Regal. Big fan of Star Fox Adventures and stuff. Still feeling under the weather and about to turn in for the night, but checking in. Hope you're having fun with Dino Planet. I sure am. This has been a really enjoyable time. I've been playing using a fan mod that lets me warp to any place in the game. It's a little buggy, but it's cool. Yeah, Cam just got a vaccination shot, so he's yeah, feeling unwell. Hope you feel better soon. All right. Cheats. Let me turn the items on if I can. Lantern Horn, Spellstone, Moon Seeds. That might be it. Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly I need. But I think I had to reboot the game to... Oh yeah, because I came out of that boss fight, I still have no access to anything. Or for whatever reason that I can't do anything. So I'm just gonna reset and come back. Cuban says, I've been doing some UI and prop assets for this one game design club project these last few months, just to get used to the idea of doing that sort of work. Well, that's cool. Wow. Yeah, that sounds really interesting. Yeah, building your skills and that kind of thing. That's cool. All right. Sorry, I just picked something accidentally. Oh, Snowhorn Waste. Great. Okay. Oh, I'll check if that item thing worked. I still cannot use the C buttons. Something is wrong here. So I might not be able to see much more of Moon Mountain Pass, Gibbon, sorry. Let's just try it. Yeah, for some reason, none of my C buttons are activating. I wonder how I could force them to come up. Yes, warrants further investigation, I think. Let me see, is there anything else here that could be fun? I'm not sure what Dragon Rock is. Ooh. Ooh. What's this pad? That looks like a Triceratops, an Earthwalker. Gibbon says, I was just curious if it's as funky as in Star Fox Adventures. Yeah, I'm curious too, but not going to find out right now. Whoa, okay. Talk about funky creatures. What the heck is this? It's a bit like those robotic scorpions inside that other Force Point temple. Ancient Chimerian technology, perhaps? Huh. Another large area. It's a one-eyed snake, badum-tish, says Cuban. Yes. Also a robot. I don't remember this from Star Fox Adventures either. We have seen some mutant creatures, like the one climbing the rope that had 2 arms. The little flying bat thing attacked me when I warped somewhere. I don't remember. Also the spiked turtle things, they're here as well. So the creatures that were in Moon Mountain Pass and Star Fox Adventures. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in this LA build too. But yeah, that area is quite trippy and interesting. Huh. So that's a kite platform. Oh, the horn. I don't have my item menu, but you should be able to blow a horn to summon a dinosaur there to help you. That's a mechanic I remember from Star Fox Adventures. Here it is again. Okay, well, that's that place. I wonder if there's another location. East Point Temple. So I could go Test of Fear in Moon Mountain Pass and see what that gets me. So I've warped here. Oh, I see. Hello. Oh, this is where the disguise spell would come into it. That guy will only let you through if he recognizes you as a Sharpclaw. Ah, but my item menu's back. No, only one thing that I have access to, and I can't even tell what it is because of this stupid screen problem that I'm having. So I'm kind of stuck here. I can't step back onto that teleporter for whatever reason. Walking against it gets me nothing. What else could I try? So there's that. Yeah, nothing else, I think. Let's try inside the galleon. And then I think I might be done for the day. Again, this is an early build. A lot of things don't work in it. But the devoted fans are always working to improve what we have and try and uncover new things. Kaboom! So this must be when we finally rescue Kite. No, there's 5 kites. It's an unrelated baby Cloud Runner. So this will be a sequence at Cloud Runner Fortress when you infiltrate the galleon. Anyway, I think we're done. Ooh. This sure is a trip. Like, Dinosaur Planet was the holy grail of Rare fandom for so long. It's really, really amazing to have it in a playable form finally at last. And I'm so grateful to the fan community that are deconstructing the game and you know, making new stuff based on it too, and showing their appreciation for it. And yeah, Krystal's cool. Yeah, there's plenty of other places you can go for good, like, you know, videos of people playing this game and stuff. One in particular I would recommend is somebody, oh, I'm sorry, I do not remember the name. I'm going to quickly see if I can find them. I think they posted in one of the Discords. Just something that I can recommend checking out. Oh no, it was, hold on. It'll be right there. Okay, yeah, so the name of the account is Yume Aislinn, YumeAislinn, and I noticed that they've been doing tons of videos and streams and stuff showing off this game, much better than I ever could, I'm sure. So if you're interested in more, check out her videos and go to the Dinosaur Planet wiki and maybe check out the Discords just to see what people are doing with it. Yeah, it's an exciting time to be a Rare fan. So join me in the following weeks for more Rare games outside of the norm. Rare ones, if you will. Next week I'm going to be playing Project Spark, Conker's Big Reunion. So look forward to that. Until then, I'll see you and have a good time. Stay safe and stay frosty. Bye.